Alright, go ahead and make sure you have this sheet out in front of you from the back. This is Objective 2 practice, and this is practice on graphing, right? We are writing functions from graphs, right? So some things that we really want to look at when we're writing functions from graphs is, first of all, we've got to look to see what we've got, alright? And the way I like to start, usually because my favorite form is vertex form, is number one, do I have the vertex? And if you look over here on number one, I actually do have the vertex, so I'm good. Alright? The second thing I ask, though, if I don't have the vertex, is do I have the solutions? Because if I have the solutions, then I can write it in factored form. And if I look over here, I've got some values that are close, like maybe they're halves right here. I'm not quite sure. So I would be a little bit leery about using the solutions on that one, right? And then the last thing I ask is, do I have the y-intercept? Because if I have the y-intercept, then I can put it in standard form. Alright, I don't have the y-intercept on this one, so the only thing I can do on here is vertex form. And if I look right here at negative 8 comma 3, that is my vertex. Alright, now in order to get my a value, I've got to try to either just guess it and check it over and over until I find it, which can kind of be a pain, or I need to make a table. And if I make a table, I can see I've got a few coordinates here that aren't too bad, right? So at negative 10, we're at positive 1. So I'm going to do x, y, negative 10 is positive 1. Negative 9 looks like it's positive 2.5. Negative 8 we said was at 3. And negative 7 then would be at 2.5. And negative 6 then would be at 1. Alright, so now let's see if we can find that a value. Alright, so we find our change here, 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 and here. Remember, I like to work it from the bottom, so we can just subtract. 1 minus 2.5 is negative 1.5. 2.5 minus 3 is negative 0.5. 3 minus 2.5 is positive 0.5. And 2.5 minus 1 is 1.5. Let's just double check these and make sure that they kind of fit here. Going up, positive going up, positive going down, negative going down, negative. Good. Alright, so now I've got my first change. Now I can find my second change. Negative 1.5 minus 0.5 is going to be actually negative 1. Negative 0.5 minus 0.5 is negative 1. 0.5 minus 1.5 is negative 1. So my second change is negative 1. So a is going to equal negative 1 divided by 2, which is negative 0.5. Right? So now I've got my a value, and let's just double check something real quick. It's negative. Let's just make sure, yep, it opens down, so it's negative, so I'm good with that. So now we can write out our function. F of x equals negative 0.5 times x, and we're going to use our vertex. Minus 8 is our x value, so it's going to be plus 8 squared, and then plus 3. Alright, so that's vertex form. Right. Now let's talk about one more. Yeah, let's do number 2. Number 2 is a good one. So number 2, I'm going to look at them and say, alright, I've got the vertex. I've also got the solutions. I've also got the y-intercept. The only reason I'm going to do this in standard form is because I want to show you an example of standard form. So if you want to pause it right now and try it on your own in a different form, you can do that, and then hit play, and then you can see it in standard form. Alright, so for standard form, I know, so pause here if you want to. If not, I'm going to show you standard form. 0, negative 4 is my vertex, but it's also my y-intercept. Alright, so I know that I'm going to have minus 4 at the end here. So f of x equals something x squared, something x minus 4. Right, we'll fill in the a and the b right now. So let's find the a first. So let's get some coordinates here. So I've got those two coordinates, I've got these two coordinates. I could get more, but I don't really need them, so I'm going to go -2, 0, -1, -3, 0, -4, 1, -3, and 2, 0. Alright? X and f of x. And now I can find my changes. Right? Working it up. 0 minus -3 is 3. -3 minus -4 is 1. -4 minus -3 is -1. And -3 minus 0 is -3. So then I find my changes of my changes. 3 minus 1 is 2. 1 minus -1 is 2. -1 minus -3 is 2. So if I look here, my a value, a is going to equal 1, because 2 divided by 2 is 1. Right? So I can put that right here. Also makes sense that it's positive because it opens up. Right? And now I'm going to find my b value. Alright? And I know